What's up? That's a funny looking doggy. Run, doggy, run. Don't mind me, just taking my dog for a walk. Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Timber Mountain, my second favorite play area. My first, of course, being a Prospect OHV, where we were playing around with the tiny bikes. Problem with Prospect is that it's 40 miles away from my house. John's Peak is like 5, 10, something like that. The reason that I am up here today is talking about Timber Mountain is a good segue into talking about timber. And timber, of course, is just the harvested corpses of these large green objects surrounding me, aka trees. Yeah, I'm talking about the Team Trees movement. I originally wanted to jump on there and make a rebuttal, against the whole thing. But really, that was only because of like personal biases. I can't really stand that Mr. Beast guy. Most of what he does just seems very self-serving and narcissistic. And of course, as a member of the aged portion of society, me in my old age, still having Facebook, I see a lot of his videos being shared on there, and I just don't really. It's I have one of those people where you just can't stand the looks of him. He's just one of those guys. Can't really stand the looks of him, or the sound of him, or the videos he makes. So I wanted to tear down this whole Team Trees thing, because I come from timber country. Southern Oregon was built on the backs of gold prospectors and loggers, mainly loggers. I think at the height of Oregon's logging industry, which I think was in the 70s, early 70s-ish, we were harvesting 50 million trees a year. So you can kind of see where I kind of had to scoff at 20 million trees planted, because it's it seems such an insignificant amount to me. Ooh, 20 million. But that was in the heyday of Oregon's logging industry, which has been cut to almost a third nowadays. I haven't been able to find any exact numbers. Most of what I found online is in board feet, so I had to kind of estimate how many board feet you get out of a tree, and then calculate that somewhere between 10 and 15 million trees a year. So 1,000 or 1,000,000 trees a month are cut down in Oregon. So if you want to see what millions of trees look like, that's what millions and millions of trees look like right there. Nowadays, Oregon is way better than it used to be. Used to be, we would just go through and just, clear out acres and acres of trees. But now we practice, good land management, good lumber management, because trees are a renewable resource. The people that cut down the trees are responsible for planting trees. And I have taken part in a number of reforestation projects. I personally have planted thousands of trees. Between when I was in the Boy Scouts and then in the Guard, we did a couple of planting, kind of like side gigs, helping out the community kind of things. So I've personally planted thousands of trees myself. So rather than jump right in and making this video tearing down this guy and his idea and everything, I decided to actually look into it and see if he was, being responsible with what he was doing, or if it was just like a self-serving cash grab so that he could go out and buy more car lots to quote-unquote give away the cars. Don't even get me started on that. So I looked into it, and the money, all of the money, at least that's what it says, all of the money being put into this is being sent to the Arbor Day Foundation, which I support that. I support the Arbor Day Foundation and what they're doing. They do good work. They know what they're doing. And the Arbor Day Foundation actually puts a lot of money into the maintenance of the young trees. They make sure that the area's kept clean and not cluttered with undergrowth, which will actually choke out the young saplings, kill them off. So the fact that all of the money is going to the Arbor Day Foundation is I like that. It's a good move. So as much as I don't like the guy, I have to side with him on this one. It's like, I may not agree on everything he does, but I agree on this one thing. It's a good move. And while I am probably not going to put any money into his program, I will probably send a couple of bucks over to the Arbor Day Foundation themselves. Either that, or I'll just jump in another reforestation project. Probably not now, because it's winter time. We don't do a whole lot of planting. See, this is what I'm talking about, land management. Because normally, you see, if you leave everything alone, it looks like this. And it gets thick with underbrush, and all the dead branches and stuff collect down, in the base of the trees, and it'll choke out the younger trees, and it builds up and it creates fire problems. This is why you get forest fires, is you have all this dead undergrowth down here. And forest fires are a natural way of clearing that out. But the problem is, most of our trees are 20, 30 years old now. They may look like huge trees, but trust me, when you've seen old growth pine, these are pretty young trees. They're not that old at all. So young trees don't do so well with forest fires, because you can see the first set of green branches are only like 10-15 feet up there. So whereas old growth can handle forest fires, quick, fast forest fires that burn through and clear out all the underbrush, because they're 100 feet tall. These younger trees here don't like it so much, because the fire quickly gets into the canopies, and then it'll actually burn down the tree itself. That's part of what the Arbor Day Foundation does. They clear out the land before they do the reforestation. They get rid of all the dead brush and clear the area and prep it. And then they go through, they do the tree planting, and then they maintain the area to make sure that the trees have the best chance possible of surviving. And if it wasn't like mostly frozen out this morning, I would have gone to another mountain and shown you a better view, I guess, a better perspective. Actually, south of here, there's a good section of forest land that is under harvest. So if you look out at the mountains, you can see where it looks like blocks, big squares. So there'll be a big square of trees, and then there's a big square of brown where there aren't trees. So that area was recently harvested. And then you'll see another square that's kind of a light green, or kind of a greenish brown, and that's where it's been replanted. So they cut, they clear, they replant, and then it's a rotation, a cycle. And then I think from planting to harvesting is about 20 years. So you get about 20 years out of a tree. And then that tree is harvested and turned into a house and furniture and all the things that people like in their lives. Which of course traps carbon, which is a good thing. When your tree is made into a house, that carbon is pretty much locked up. There's another great view right there. Well, I'm gonna negotiate the rest of this forest road. I'm gonna head on home for some breakfast and maybe warm up a little. Even though it is remarkably warm here. When I left the house, it was like foggy and 31 degrees, and up here on the hill, it's sunny and 42 degrees, so it's actually kind of nice. Anyways, let me know what you think about the whole thing, this Team Trees thing. Elon just donated a full million, just outright million right there, bam. I think YouTube is gonna match that or did match that. YouTube or Google, that whole house right there. So it took a little while to take off, and it kind of built slowly, but now it's just growing exponentially. So the goal is 20 million. I'm curious to see what they'll hit at the end. Whenever they stop it, they end the whole thing. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe. We do this kind of thing where we go up in the mountains and we talk about stuff and things and whatnot. And I've got some changes coming to the channel, so hit the notification bell so you can see when all that happens. Until then, stay safe out there. Have fun. Go hug a tree. Hug a tree and say it's from me. Till next time, peace.